What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday, and welcome back to another edition of our Monday night online open mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic series here in El Paso, Texas. That's right. We're live and alive in the 915. My name is Richie David Marrufo. I'll be your MC and host. I'm also the project director of the Barbed Wire, and we want to welcome you to this little corner of the internet where we have some poets and sometimes musicians who want to share a little bit of their craft with you. We've been doing this since April of 2020, every single Monday. And tonight, if this is your first time here, well, welcome to the space. It's like any other open mic, except it's online. So if you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up. There's a link to sign up in the description of this video. And at the beginning of this show, there's plenty of room. So if that's something you've been thinking about for a while, if you've been a little shy, you've been a little reticent hanging out there in the live stream, then maybe this is your sign. Now's the time to sign up and try it. It's a very nice, open, welcoming space. But like I said, we are based out of the U.S. Southwest here in El Paso. But because of the magic of the internet, we're gonna have people joining us from all over the country, all over the world. We get international, baby. But anyway, like I said, we do have open mics in person as well in the El Paso area. And so to kick things off, first of all, we do have our open mics this week that I want to promote. As always, Tuesday, we are going to be downtown. You can find us at Rosewood Bar on 412 San Antonio Street. That's right by the legendary Tap Bar and Restaurant. We are alternating every Tuesday between Rosewood Bar and Mona Bar. So Rosewood is our Verse and Harmony open mic. That is our music and poetry open mic. Sign up starts at 8 p.m. Show starts at 9. And if you do follow us on social media, you may have seen a video featuring me because I'm currently looking for people interested in taking over those Tuesday nights because I recently took on a lot more work for my job, a lot more classes, and that's intense. That's a lot. It also means early mornings, which means I can't be getting home at 3 a.m. anymore like I have been. Those are late nights. But if you guys are interested in being part of that team, just shoot me a message. You can follow us on Instagram at El Paso BWOMS or BWOMS. And of course, all the links are in the description. Lastly, speaking of the description, if you are an EPCC student and you are here for the Tejano Passport credit, the directions are there. All I'm going to ask you is just stick around, watch the show, listen to all the poets, to the writers, and then write me a brief summary. Who did you enjoy? What did you like? Are there any particular lines that struck you in a particular way, made you feel something? Maybe you have a connection to in some way. Maybe you learned something new. Let us know what you experienced, what you felt. It's always fun to read those. Email me. My email address is in that description, and I look forward to reading your responses. Otherwise, this is a platform for everyone up here today. I'm going to always encourage everyone who reads to share their social media, their link trees, their YouTube channels, their Instagram pages, whatever it is that you have to promote yourself, please share that with our audience and any links as well. We can pass that along, not just to our Zoom chat that we have here that we're all meeting in, but to everyone as well in the YouTube live chat. Yeah. Also, again, if you're listening, if you're watching, let us know and say hello in the chat. It's nice to know that people are listening. Unlike an in-person show when you're reading and you can see people's live reactions to your words. For the most part, this audience is intangible. We don't know who's there. We don't know who's there, but unless you're commenting. So, feel free to just be there and hang out in the live chat. And there's always other people you can have conversations. But again, same thing. Let us know, if there's a line that you really love, throw 100 emoji, throw a flame emoji, or just rewrite it, tap it out, type it out again, because that's a nice way to give feedback. And that's always great too if you're an artist to get that live and direct feedback. Anyway, so we're gonna go and kick this thing off, and as we often do, we're gonna kick things off in Denver, where we're gonna ch check in with our friend Mike Sindler. All right, Mike. So when you're ready, the mic is yours.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Hey, Richie. I will immediately go ahead and put up lighthousewriters.org. Wonderful organization. Actually bringing George Saunders for this party they're having in a few weeks. But out of my price range, unfortunately. But I would like to hang out with George Saunders sometime. But that being said, uh, I will actually be facilitating for Tumble Words, but Kid will tell you more about that later. Right now, I'm just was thinking about triolets. Haven't really written any lately, but I got a million of them. This first one, I was telling everybody I went to this great dive bar and for Sue's 70th birthday, and right next door to it is this Popeyes, and I happened to write this poem in that Popeyes next door to this great bar. It's called Idaho. He grew up in Idaho, but felt he was from New Orleans, Creole, Cajun, and Zydeco. He grew up in Idaho, but from his sound you'd never know. Bayou blood flowed from his genes. He grew up in Idaho, but felt he was from New Orleans. Was he right? How am I to know? There's more to life than what it seems. Mississippi River flows. Was he right? How am I to know? Ninth Ward folk flocked to see his shows. They loved to hear him live his dreams. Was he right? How am I to know? There's more to life than what it seems. So that's what happens when you eat fried chicken and write at the same time. It can get messy. And these are two poems I wrote way back. Oh, these are all old, but I wrote these two, one right after the other. First one's called Wet Spot. When riding on the 15 bus, check the seat before you sit down. There may be something that disgusts when riding on the 15 bus, from the bladder, bowels, or guts, or the pavement, or the ground. When riding on the 15 bus, check the seat before you sit down. And that advice is done right by me more than once. And this next one is called Merge. Everything merges with the night, or so Brian Eno says. I've come to think that he's right. Everything merges with the night. Truth fades, disappears from sight. Ignorance leads into a maze. Everything merges with the night, or so Brian Eno says. And I thought I'd just go ahead and put on the hat. This is actually a song by Emmylou Harris called Michelangelo. I'm not going to sing it. Last night I dreamed about you. I dreamed that you were older. You were looking like Picasso with a scar across your shoulder. You were kneeling by the river. You were digging up the bodies buried long ago, Michelangelo. Last night I dreamed about you. I dreamed you were a pilgrim on a highway out alone to find the mother of your children who were still unborn and waiting in the wings of some desire abandoned long ago, Michelangelo. Were you there at Armageddon? Was Paris really burning? Could I have been the one to pull you from the point of no returning? And did I hear you calling out my name? Or was it forgotten long ago, Michelangelo? Last night I dreamed about you. I dreamed that you were riding on a blood-red painted pony up where the heavens were dividing and the angels turned to ashes. You came tumbling with them to earth, so far below, Michelangelo. Last night I dreamed about you. I dreamed that you were dying in a field of thorn and roses with a hawk about you crying for the warrior slain in battle from an arrow driven deep inside you long ago. Michelangelo. Did you suffer at the end? Would there be no one to remember? Did you banish all the old ghosts with the terms of surrender? And could you hear me calling out your name? Well, I guess that I'll never know. Michelangelo. Last night I dreamed about you. I dreamed that you were weeping, and your tears poured down like diamonds for a love beyond all keeping. And you caught them one by one in a million silk bandanas that I gave you long ago. Michelangelo. It's from the only album she has done to date where she actually wrote all the songs on it. It's great stuff. She's so talented. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. And as always, for kind of like setting the tone there for the cover poems, something I kind of mentioned, we welcome original work. We highly encourage original work, but we also encourage the cover poem, cover songs if musicians can do it, so can the poets. Thank you, Kit, for that one. I'm always going to use that. All right, we're gonna come back to El Paso for our next performer. Stick around in Texas for a little bit. But we have Ed Gonzalez next up on the mic. As always, welcome to the show, man. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, hello everybody. This real quick, I guess I got one of my messages. For the first time in 5 years, the Texas Martial Art Championship Expo returned to El Paso. I was there representing Alchemy Karate. My grandsons won ribbons, and it turns out I didn't have a concussion, so yay me. I didn't win anything, but hey, no concussion. I'll take that one. That's all right. It's what happens when 60-year-old men step on the mat with some young guys. So all that said, um, I just want to say happy Monday to everybody, the regulars, YouTubers, and apologies to Mr. Wren, as I didn't get a chance to edit my tumble words. Apologies. This is the first time. We've had kind of a tough weekend here in regards to health reasons with my extended family. It was really tough for us. I have one piece that I wrote for my nephew who is now in the hospital, and I have three covers. So I'm gonna get started so I can keep it going. And this one's entitled "Love Has No Distance." We live day to day, dealing with our minor irritations, hopefully making some adjustments and seeking help if needed. Growing up, my eldest brother was always at school or working, and my other brother was busy vying for my mother's attention. And he could have given a master class on being a pain in my ass. So I hung out with my two nephews. They were the brothers as my sister's mothers. We did everything together. We were always there for each other. And a few years ago, the older one of my nephews had some serious health conditions, and we went to the hospital and took over everything, handling staff, administration stuffs for my sister, who was going through a lot. There was her only son. Until he was out of care. But yeah, we helped until he was out of care. But within 4 months, he passed, not willing to tend to his health. Now the younger was in the hospital, and not many are willing to help. And we are in Texas. My eldest sister and my niece are headed to the hospital to check in uh, on my other sister's son, who is now uh, he is now intubated with a poor prognosis. I asked my niece to put me on speakerphone because her and her mom were weeping and listening to the machines peeping. I said, "Hey, it's me. We are here." And then I read the script from a Hawaiian ritual and contemplation practice. The whole Oponopono. It goes like this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. The nurse replied to us that that was the first time she's seen his head move in 2 weeks. Love has no distance. Travel well, my nephew. I give myself props because I was this close to cracking right there. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully get through my covers as quickly as possible. So before I fall apart. Um, this was entitled Dead Stars by the great Ada Limon. Out here, there's a bowing. Even the trees are doing. Winter's icy hand at the back of us, at the back of all of us. Black bark, slick yellow leaves, a kind of stillness that feels so mute it's almost another year. I am a hearth of spiders these days, a nest of trying. We point out the stars and make out Orion as we take out the trash. Rolling containers, song of suburban thunder. It's almost romantic that we adjust the waxy blue recycling bin until you say, man, we should really learn some new constellations. It's true. We keep forgetting about Antilla, Centaurus, Draco, Lacerta, Hydra, Lyra, Lynx. But mostly we're forgetting the dead stars too. My mouth is full of dust, and I wish to reclaim rising to learn in the spotlight of the streetlight with you. Toward what's larger within us, toward how we were born. Look, we are not unspectacular things. We've come this far, survived this much. What would happen if we decided to survive more? To love harder? What if we stood up with our synapses and flesh and said no, no to the rising tides, stood for the many of mute mouths in the sea, of the land? What would happen if we used our bodies to bargain for the safety of others for Earth? If we declared a clean night, if we stopped being terrified, if we launched our demands into the sky, made ourselves so big people could point to us with arrows to make it in their minds, rolling their trash bins out after all of this is over. Ada Limon. My second one is the great Joe Harjo. I'm hitting out the greatest hits. Remember the sky that you were born under. Know that each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon. Know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn. That is the strongest point of time. Remember the sundown. And if given away to the night, remember your birth and how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life and of hers, and her mother's and hers. Remember your father. He is your life. Also remember the earth, whose skin you are: red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are earth. Remember the plants, the trees, the animals who have all had their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them, listen to them. They are alive poems Remember the wind and her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember, you are all people, and all the people are you. Remember, you are this universe, and the universe is you. Remember, all is motion and is growing, is you. Remember, the language comes from this. Remember, the dance language is. That is life, is remember. And that was Remember by Joe Harjo. I'm going to do, I guess, great minds think alike. I got some lyrics on this one right here. I'm going to try to get through them as quickly as possible. This is for the great, this was actually written by the great Richard Davies, Roger Hodgson of Supertramp, entitled The Logical Song. It's really one of my favorite songs. And I'll quote Michael and say that I will not be singing. When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful, a miracle. Oh, it was beautiful, magical, and the birds and the trees. Well, you'd enjoy singing so happily, so joyfully. Oh, playfully watching me. But then they sent me away, teach me how to be sensible, logical, oh, responsible, practical. And then they showed me a world where I could be so dependable, oh, clinical, oh, intellectual, cynical. There are times when all the world's asleep. The questions run too deep for such a simple man. Won't you please tell me what we've learned? I know it sounds so absurd. Please tell me who I am. I said, now, what would you say you're calling you a radical, a liberal, a fanatical criminal? Oh, won't you sign up your name? We'd like to feel you're acceptable, respectable, oh, presentable, a vegetable. Take, take it. But at night, when the world is asleep, the questions run so deep. For such a simple man, won't you please, won't you tell me, please tell me what we've learned? Can you hear me? I know it sounds absurd. Won't you help me? Please tell me who I am, who I am, who I am, who I am. Because I was feeling so logical, digital. 1, 2, 3, 4, liberal. Okay, so that's it. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you, BWOMS regulars, Richie, Kit, the YouTubers. I'm excited about the return to Rally Point. And always, please make time for yourself every day, even if it's a couple of minutes. Just set yourself down, take some deep breaths, and things are going to be better. Thank you all.
All right. As always, a wonderful set, Ed. Thank you so much for, as always, the words of gratitude and for rest. Always love it. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, this is our Monday night online open mic. Like any other open mic, you can perform. There's plenty of room to sign up. So if you are watching and interested in doing so, there's a link in the description of the video on YouTube. Go check that out. And if not, just sit back, kick back, relax. Let us know what you think. We're going to keep this night going. And our next performer is making a debut here. He's not a stranger to online mics, but this is his first time here. Joining us from Houston, he has two published books right now, Blue Bonnet Whispers and Catch Me at the Carnival. So we're excited to welcome Steve Shui to the show. So Steve, when you are ready, go ahead and take it away. Hey.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm a virgin here. I'm Stephen Schwei. Um, I we just had the full moon yesterday, so I'm going to read a few poems about the moon. All of these poems tonight are by me, and the first two that I read will be from Bluebonnet Whispers. I put the link in the chat. Um, if you want to turn sharing on, I will share them.
All right, you're good.
Okay, this first one is my most published poem. It's been published about 5 or 6 times. Satellites. We have but one satellite, but that we've barely bothered to name, our moon. What if we had more? Imagine the comings and goings, the interweaving complex logistics of a planet with 12 moons, or even just two. We would see rare sightings, alignments, and events, confounding the ebb, more ebb and flow of the tides, the source of a tortured zodiac, many pearls in the sky to glow on fresh lovers. Different size satellites, various colors and atmospheres, perhaps some twisting and turning in strange wobbly orbits, named for whomever from our past. We would have a choice of which to explore first. A wealth of information about our universe, a treasure hunt for life right in our own backyard. As much as I like the rhythms and patterns and majesty of our moon, I feel slightly cheated, having missed the dance of a crowd of satellites circling this sleepy planet. Moon lovers. Why did I ever tie my lover to the moon? Entangle him in all its phases. Now its ascendancy is his face, its slow rise, his and my history. Just a sliver in a cloudless sky, as we began with tender hopes, 1,000 triggers on 1,000 nights, promises of celestial guidance. As it slumped on its back lazily, we grew comfortable and in love, growing and brightening each night towards the full moon in all its glory. We struggled with distance and separation, musing if we saw the same moon as our gaze fell upon it in unison from two different earthly continents. Some clouds, some clear nights, it cycled many times before we faded. He escaped its snares and embarked on a new journey. The bright moon remains painted with his smile and my tears. All I want now is for the forever moon to return to its still beauty. And this next poem is more recent. There's another poet in the Houston area, Terry Jude Miller. We corresponded over the course of about 5 months and wrote 63 poems. We alternated poems, and on the last one we alternated stanzas. So it's a collaborative effort, and that's what was published in Catch Me at the Carnival. So this poem is from that book. Stepping Stone. Part of the moon's beauty is its accessibility, physically at least, not by me. Armstrong, Aldrin, a dozen more. Michael Collins never made it. We are weeds whose sole purpose is to propagate, proliferate, colonize where our seed takes root. It's an ice cold stone we had to step upon to get to where we're headed. Destination unknown, but somewhere hospitable enough to inhabit, invade, pillage, abandon. Earthlings will be pirates one day and all the days that follow. No need to apologize for the human race. It's innate. We are Jean Lafitte. He would have stolen the moon if he could have. And I'll finish with this one. This is not in a book yet. It'll probably be in my next one, whenever that is. People you don't want to run into in a gay bar. Your father, your son, your ex-wife's new husband, your boss's 21-year-old son. Well, maybe. The androgynous woman who confuses your feelings. The man you think is staring at you, then noticing a mirror right behind you. Anybody with bad breath. Your straight best friend you crushed on, showing up in makeup, even if it is Halloween. The guy who has hit on you 50 times. The guy who bites too hard or bores you to death. The guy you slept with once but can't remember his name. Anybody who will report back or post pictures without asking. The one you keep approaching but relentlessly rejects you. A tipsy customer who likes you only when he's drunk. The guy you ditched in the bar down the street. The one who left you. A group of guys snickering. The valet off duty you didn't quite tip enough. Any man coughing and wheezing or shrill beyond reason. Somebody who latches onto you, their new best friend. Your nemesis. The last person you had an argument with. somebody who reminds you of somebody who has died, people with a chip, Debbie Downers, or long stories that never go anywhere, somebody who never makes you laugh or repeats themselves every time you see them, the one who never remembers your name correctly, the guy with a python, parrot, or chimpanzee, a guy you owe money to, your sanctimonious sister, the guy you think represents queers all wrong, too feminine in leather or wearing too little, the person who saw you make a fool of yourself, your car mechanic in a banana hammock, the barback you mistook for your next conquest, and quite possibly me. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. Do you have a website or anything as well that you want to promote? I know you put link to your books, but how can people follow and support your work online?
Yeah, I put that in the chat, just myname.com.
Perfect. I love the way that works out. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, I should update it. It's a little out of date, but I'll get to
Ah, all right. It's all good. It's all good. A car mechanic and a banana hammock. I can't think, that line is stuck in my head.
it. Yes, I had one old woman at a reading asked me what that meant. I told her to look it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just not in yeah. Awesome. Thank you, man, for joining us once again. And for those of you who are tuning in, welcome to our online mic. Again, let us know you're here and say hello in the live chat. It's depending on if you're on your phone or on your laptop, it's either going to be over there or down here. But yeah, let's keep this night going. We're going to come back to El Paso for our next reader. And as always, it's fun to welcome her to the stage, both in person and online. She's always having the coolest drip. And as always, have to mention not only is she a master poet, she's a master gardener. Here is Robin Schofield. Hello. Hi, Robin.
Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back, students, if you're there. It's fun to be a little bit part of your Tejano passport program. And I thought about my poem about the lottery, since there was a lot of furor over this big jackpot. So it's called, let's see, it was published a long time ago in Western Humanities Review. Yeah. So it's called The Law of Zero. You can't unwin the lottery, not ever, while boundary conditions preordain the arrows of time. 0-1-2, picked 3 last night. What are the odds? What a reservoir imagination used to be. Every electron the same in a small, seemly cosmos of winged turtles, blue corks, tiger pills, non-Euclidean trees free from angles, planes, coordinate grids, the daily details that play like monkeys. The second law of thermodynamics is really third in order, though it's disorder that matters, for an accumulation of frozen accidents to become matters that disorder and alternate fluctuations in our accounting. The path is a system of history that leads under Bougainvillea. Then we cross the bridge over an oval goldfish pond where tea roses distill lavish perfume. There is order here except for stands of tomatoes where yellow mildew rages. They must be pulled and burned like weeds not thrown on the compost. The rock wall keeps out disorderly traces of jackrabbits reproducing in thorny roots. So we add up the quick and the dead, the end of our system of accounting, and wonder why any system never beat the lottery, the odds so great, 14 million to 1, a ratio that can hardly be imagined, though we know imaginary numbers also exist as ever. The heat of the day dissipates as we sit on a flat rock in the garden among the tea roses, watching the goldfish flicker in mossy water back and forth under the bridge. Equilibrium returns as the rock's garnered heat spreads into our bums. Tonight's drawing is for 9 o'clock on TV, when even the numbered spheres of Powerball must settle down, but not entirely according to the zero law of temperature. There is no heat without work and product, no machine spitting order without exhausting. Disorders increasing. That's the second law. Heat works like water. There's flow involved. In the lottery is no exchange of energies. Chaos follows. Just ask the winners of these random riches. Look up court cases. Find brother set upon brother, bankruptcy, cocaine. The Florida winner who bought a condo, rented the Mercedes Benz, and ran up every credit card eager bank sent for her to sign. The winner in Denton who ran for mayor and won. Nature loves chaos. We neglected the garden over summer. The tea roses in ruins sag off the wall, kinetic energy off kilter, the pond green with algae, and only one or two goldfish, all combinations of molecular motion being equally likely. As the garden wastes away in summer, we find more paths we have not seen before. The more disordered the paths, the more thrilling to discover stray lantana, thriving oleander, or red-winged blackbird darting through the unplanned cottonwoods. Absolute zero is approached, but the motion of molecules can be never quite stilled. If all froze, then nothing would move again. Motion keeps it all still moving. Numbered balls bounce a bunch in the vigorous body, 10 to the 24 rubber atoms. What potential for leaping over in quantum imagination all that turns to the cold smoke of entropy? Again, we have not won, though we picked 3 numbers out of our thermal reservoir, anticipating the zero law for grounds equilibrium. Return to a rhythmic state where no energy is lost, but only changed. Now that autumn's come, we'll dig a new flower bed and water the compost heap. Decay is all the riches we'll ever earn. Yeah, so that's my take on the lottery. Yeah, people make bad decisions. And then I wanted to read something just almost the complete opposite of the lottery. So I thought of this, one of my favorite poems, The Most of It by Robert Frost. He thought he kept the universe alone, for all the voice in answer he could wake was but the mocking echo of his own from some tree-hidden cliff across the lake. Some morning from the boulder-broken beach, he would cry out on life that what it wants is not its own love back in copy speech, but counter love, original response. And nothing ever came of what he cried, unless it was the embodiment that crashed in the cliff's talus on the other side, and then in the far distant water splashed, but after a time allowed for it to swim, instead of proving human when it neared, and someone else additional to him. As a great buck, it powerfully appeared, pushing the crumpled water up ahead, and landed pouring like a waterfall, and stumbled through the rocks with horny tread, and forced the underbrush, and that was all. Okay, so that was some Robert Frost, one of his most famous poems. And let's see. You can contact me on Facebook under my name or my email, robinsgo321. That's also my Instagram. And I have a book. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, I just got a new shipment of books, brand spanking new from the warehouse. And this is Ridge of High Pressure. And yeah, it's all about the El Paso desert and how it's changing with climate change and things like that. So hit me up if you want uh one of those. All right. Thanks everybody. Back to you, Richie.
All right, thank you, Robin. If you guys not have not had a chance to pick up a copy, definitely look into it. I mentioned last week that you can find a lot of Robin's books at some of our local bookstores, and if not, you can order from Mouthfeel Press, recent publisher there. Two books, right? Um, okay, cool. Where am I? I'm looking at the list here. Oh, okay. All right. I'm back on track now. By the way, welcome Sandy. Shout out to everyone who's hanging out with us in the chat. So I see Sandy was here. Apex Despo. It was nice meeting with Socorro, by the way. That was cool. Sue Schnitzer in the house. What's up? Hello. Yeah. So if you guys are tuning in, say hello in the chat. I'll give you guys shout outs. It's nice to see you guys tuning in with us and hanging out with us on a Monday. We're going to go ahead and move along to the New Orleans area where we have Sam Hardy next up on the mic, author of Lost Love, Volume 1 and 2. Sam, welcome back to the show. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Hey there. Here, I'll
Thanks a
wait
lot,
for you.
Richie. Hey,
Yeah. Hey.
let's see what we got here. Yeah, I wrote a poem because I'm writing a book. I just finished writing the book for and about survivors of sexual assault. Well, there was 44 poems in the book, and that was too many poems, so I took a few out. And one of the poems I thought, yeah, I don't think I'm going to put this in the book. So I submitted it to a contest because they both had the word disappear in it, the poem and the contest. So I submitted it to the contest and I won first place, $200. So I was pretty shocked. And then I submitted it to a magazine and it got accepted. So I'm wondering if this is a good poem or just a really lucky poem, but it's called How a Girl Disappears. And keep in mind, since it was going to be in my book, it's got, I'll give you a content warning for sexual assault. Nothing too bad, but just light. How a Girl Disappears. Start by swallowing the words. Hold them behind your teeth until your jaw aches. Learn to taste blood when you bite down on help. Fold your shoulders inward so you can see the curve of your spine. Press your knees together so tightly you forget how to run. Watch your hands tremble in your lap. Imagine they belong to someone else, a girl who still laughs in the open fields, a girl you can't remember being. Avoid mirrors. If you must look, blur your eyes. Count each bruise like a secret star chart. Name them after all the apologies you never got. Listen for his footsteps, the door creak, the hush before danger. Train your body to freeze before the next threat arrives. Shrink your voice into a whisper, then into a silent nod, and okay when you must say yes without moving your lips. With each passing day, forget the taste of birthday cake, the softness of your favorite stuffed bear, the way your name used to sound when someone called it with love. Make yourself so small you can slip behind curtains, into closets, into the space between heartbeats. If you do it right, you'll become an outline, a ghost in your own bed, a girl-shaped silence no one can hear scream. The next one is called While Making America Great. While making America great, we learn how to legislate hate, turn love into crime, turn borders into cells, rewrite freedom, redefine justice only to fail. While making America great, children rehearse their dread, practicing gun drills and hiding under their desks is now the rule, the daily cost for going to school. It's easier than changing laws, so they shrug and look away, blame parents, blame children, blame anyone else, just not the NRA. While making America great, they cut the crisis hotline cords. They said most rape victims lie anyway, so it's a cost we can afford. While making America great, they called in the National Guard, turning our cities into battlegrounds, making our children scared. This wasn't an outcome for which we were prepared. I remember when America used to be great. Now hatred wears a crown. Justice is buried in silence, and the dream has been torn down. And I have a cover, but my last poem is very short. It's called Brutal Silence. I opened my heart to her, gave all I had to give until it exploded, dirtying the page, bloodstains blotched with ink. I fell down a shaft too deep to pull myself back up, scattered now to the wind of past memories. I lost her, resplendent in her beauty, replaced by brutal silence. And then my cover, and yes, you can't see me, but I'm wearing a second hat now, is my favorite song. I got inspired by Ed and decided to do my favorite song. So this is called Romances by X-Ree. And in the night, it was a drunken stutter, started as a next to nothing conversation. And then he's tearing me out, taking me apart at my friend's house. I was uncomfortable. I was hurt still with blue innocence in his eyes. I felt my reasoning was harsh. With every stab wound and exhale, I promised myself that I would never lose my youthful fears of grown-up men. I'm scarred with cruel intentions. I thought of another the whole time, who would never have stared at me like that. See, he saw me as a human. This one thinks I'm a slaughterhouse. He pretends that he's understanding, and in the grand scheme of everything, he's probably called a nice man, or an ordinary kind of man, or a stereotype of strong hands. I'm so sad at how little joy I realized within my time with my ex-guy before the statues arrived. Romance is dead and done, and it hits between the eyes on this side. The grass is dead and barren, and it hurts between my thighs on this side. I could pretend to open up and risk desire, for I move slower and quieter than most. I grew up too quick, and I still forgive too slow. Oh, I wish there were another way. And then there's the chorus again. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry. See me here, meet me here. I don't care if it's not repeated. I want to know who you are. For every second we outrun the moon, dread the sun come up. I want to know who you are, so I don't have to check my stuff still here when you're gone. I want to know who you are. I want to know who you are on this side, this side, this side. That's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. And we will share your link tree to everyone there on YouTube. Awesome. Let's keep this thing going. Going back to the list over here. All right. We're going to be jumping around the country a little bit, and we're going to go from the New Orleans area to South Euclid, Ohio, where we have our one and only Doc Jennings. So, Doc, hey, happy Monday. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Thank you. I read this poem this evening at our city council, and it received quite a bit of attention. The title is And So It Begins. Early September, air cools, a reminder, autumn has come. Equinox is nigh, leaves will change color. The veil of time thins for Halloween, and winter is whispered on the wind. I listen, hear Aeolus's song of seasons as it whispers between the hills, sighs through the trees, and it is time to gather nature's bounty, to prepare home and heart, to gather family with love, and say thanks for all. This is the glory of morning. I lie here, dreaming in the glory of morning, a morning beside you, your smile in your sleep, and my fantasy and dream of your arms around me, and you in mine, dreaming the trinity of you, me, and the night, caressed by the lullaby of love, and the infinite joy of life, adrift on the wings of time. This is Whisper Me the Seasons. Whisper me the seasons in ancient dreams of time and songs of life, sung by sun, moon, and stars, and danced in the samsara of waters. The exuberant flowering and fragrances of spring amid its burgeoning warmth, the lush greens and growth, and the joy of children's laughter in the incandescence of summer, the magic of autumn, its cornucopia of bounty, and the flowering of leaves, and winter's denouement of the year in chill tones and bright sparkle of ice and snow, an age-old cycle whispered in ancient dreams of time. And I'm going to finish with a cover by the Beat Poet Laureate of Ohio, Sandra Feen. This is from her book, Fragile Capacities, subtitle, School Poems. The title is Some People Just Miss the Mark. In my pre-evaluation conference, I'm asked to name succinctly what my assigned administrator will observe in a single period. My quick response: begin a poetry unit, as if breathing can be compartmentalized, as in any epiphany is finite. I read aloud The Mark by Robert Dana from the Outsiders anthology. Student posture elevates. Even the first row chronic sleeper opens his eyes. A choral reading of favorite lines follow question. What line moves you? Everyone craves voice heard. Each revels in talk of this dilemma in a motel parking lot. Poems protagonist debates giving money to someone who also asks. He holds his hands up, palms open. My name is David, and I got these two little babies at home. What do you need? I ask. I'm a connoisseur of scars. Would you give him money or walk away? Still unsure, the protagonist relinquishes tact. Does it matter if truth fuels beggar's story? The poem leads, dislodges indolence, spirits, once cemented, now ethereal, in sync. A symphony of learners ignite rapport, erase barriers. Words stoke their marrow. Periods end, left not a single writing prompt abandoned on the floor. My elation, theirs, steps into office, anticipating praise. My assessor first wields statement. Your rubric lacks differentiation. Then arrows, direct question. What data did you use to determine the lesson? I stammer. Not every carpenter grasps passion digitally. Ubiquitous tension rams its chair in between them. A scrupulous spectator listens for what isn't there, misses what is. My categorical grade mark needs developing. Thank you.
Awesome, Doc. And again, how can the awesome people find and support your work online?
They can look for me on Facebook, which is really the only place where I am right now. And they can also look for my book, Before Today, Beyond Tomorrow, which is available just about anywhere. All you have to do is ask. Thank you.
All right, I like that. It's a good policy. All you have to do is ask. All right, Doc Janning, everyone. He's joining us from Ohio, and our next performer is going to be doing some poetry, just a cappella singing. Joining us from Greenfield, Massachusetts. It's time for Storm. So, Storm, take it away when you're ready. Welcome back to the show. Hey.
Okay, I'm going to start with my cover poem. I had a choice tonight is Burning Earth with Fight Global Warming. It's from the National Resource Defense Council, NRDC, www.nrdc.org. Okay. And my poems are all a piece. I'll just go from one to the next to the final song. And they're put together because at this time in 1989, I was living in a separate state from where my mother was, waiting to receive word that she had died. And right now, I have a person that I knew some in the physical and got to know more on a Zoom called Daily Antidote to Song, who is in hospice, and we are waiting to hear that he has died. So this is dedicated to Peter Amadon. Okay. And this poem is by Jane Kenyon, who I actually hired at one point to do a reading. So, okay. Let the light of late afternoon shine through chinks in the barn, moving up the bales as the sun moves down. Let the cricket take up chafing as a woman takes up her needles and her yarn. Let evening come. Let dew collect on the hoe abandoned in long grass. Let the stars appear and the moon disclose her silver horn. Let the fox go back to its sandy den. Let the wind die down. Let the shed go black inside. Let evening come. To the bottle in the ditch, to the scoop in the oats, to the air in the lung, let evening come. Let it come as it will, and don't be afraid. God does not leave us comfortless, so let evening come. Jane Kenyon. And all the poems in the song I'm going to do now are mine. What a home is. So this is what a home is, like it's sung of in a song. A place I can return to, a place where I belong, a place where others desire me and are truly glad I'm there, a place of freely sharing love, a place of joy and care. It's not a stately mansion or a castle keep. It simply is a place I know will give me restful sleep. Its four walls are sure to change as I continue on my way, yet the peacefulness it brings me, I know will always stay. No matter where I journey, no matter where I bide, I've come to know the sense of home and carry it inside. Notes from somewhere. I'm traveling, looking for home again. My life's packed in cardboard boxes, recorded in postcards I never send. Dear Dad, I miss our arguments. Dear Mom, misery never wins. Dear love, someday I will return. Motel rooms hold me till dawn, sometimes longer, depending on my mood, the weather, my reasons for leaving, heading out, once more moving on. Falmouth morning death walks. Nobody else knows why I am walking. Cars go by, some drivers wave, some smile, most just hurry. I ache to yell, you bastards, my mother is dying. But I don't mean it. It's just guilt and anger talking, a cry of pain and distances, a recognition of the barriers, an acknowledgement of how I've helped keep them standing, erected between us. At Town Landing, I walk out to the end of the docks as tears form and watch sunrise. Shivering a little, I throw a feather, a leaf, some seaweed, a stone. Each day is different. Into the sea, her ashes soon will rest in. Turning again towards land, I begin once more to retrace my steps, count off another morning, wondering how much longer, letting her go over and over again, already experiencing the silence of after I say goodbye, fare thee well, till we meet again. I love you. And I ended up spending my 33rd birthday on a plane going to her funeral. Dark of the moon. I'm walking in the dark of the moon. I know it will be brighter soon. Yet right now, right here, nothing is clear. So I'm walking in the dark of the moon. The one that I love now is gone, though she may return with the dawn. Yet still I've got to journey on, and so I sing this traveling song. I'm walking in the dark of the moon. I know it will be brighter soon. Yet right now, right here, nothing is clear. So I'm walking in the dark of the moon. Don't have a job to bring in pay. Don't know where I'm bound to stay. Every option just seems to fade away. That's why I'm standing here to say, I'm walking in the dark of the moon. I know it will be brighter soon. But right now, right here, nothing is clear. So I'm walking in the dark of the moon. My faith and my courage are my light. I know everything will come out right. For God's own power gives me sight to walk my pathway through this night. So I'm walking in the dark of the moon. I know it will be brighter soon. Yet right now, right here, nothing is clear. So I'm walking in the dark of the moon. Yes, I'm walking in the dark of the moon. I know it will be brighter soon. Yet right now, right here, nothing is clear. So I'm walking in the dark. I'm walking in the dark. I'm just walking in the dark of the moon. I also thought that was a good choice for the eclipse that just went by. We couldn't see it on this side of the world, but there are gorgeous pictures if you go on YouTube. Now, there's a really weird part of a video that was taken in Dubai where the way the telescope was set up, they tracked the moon as it went behind the world's tallest skyscraper and came out the other side. So it looked like the skyscraper had eclipsed the eclipse.
All right,
And I will
Storm.
put the usual People's Music Network for songs of freedom and struggle and daily antidote of song information in the chat.
Perfect. Yeah. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out those links, if you haven't been here previously, go ahead and check them out. Again, hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to our online show. If you're just tuning in, I want to thank everyone who's been hanging out with us so far. We've had a debut tonight, and we have another debut right now. So we're happy to welcome. She's got a book out called Imperfecta that we're excited to hear about. Joining us from Juarez, El Paso, we have Nayeli Alejandra up next. Hey, welcome to the show when you're ready.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Richie. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Nacheli Alejandra Ramos Gomez, long name. And I am very excited to be in this space for the first time. Just beautiful poetry, feeling very inspired. So I will share two of my poems, and then I'll do a very short cover. Now that I've been inspired by hearing all these amazing covers, I have my hat ready. I didn't know that was a thing, but it's ready to go. And yeah, so this first poem is actually very meaningful to me. I just moved back. I'm here from the border, from the desert, but I just moved back here after 11 years away. So I was 8 years in Dallas and then 3 years in Boston. So this first poem is something I wrote in Dallas, and it was actually commissioned for the inauguration dinner for the opening of Hamilton over there. And it's just like Hamilton weekend and it's happening. So I've been singing all the songs. So I think this is just a poem for that. And this is about Dallas and just my experience there. This is Dallas Sueña. Somos una comunidad. I arrived in Dallas to become a teacher, but the teacher became a student. Where languages were considered obstacles, our mother tongues have become a powerful tool. Somos una comunidad de colores e ilusión. Bilingual, biliterate, bicultural, our heritage feeds our souls. Dallas dreams oportunidad y conexión. Underserved populations searching for representation, poems written by fourth graders who feel more than we could ever think, poems expressing a search for identity and dreams. Identidad, representación, lucha. We may speak different languages, but dreams do not require translation. 10-year-old students writing stories about equity and being unique, stories made up of voices that were never heard before. I grew up on the border. Like many of my students, I belong here and there. Our stories are unique in our own truth. Words have become extensions of our souls. Teachers, students, newcomers. Speaking a language during the school day, coming back home to speak our mother tongue, a language of love. Somos una comunidad. Bilingual, biliterate, bicultural. Our heritage feeds our souls. Dallas dreams, Dallas sueña. And that is in my book, and Imperfecta. So as you can see, most of my poems are bilingual. That's just how my brain works. And yeah, so this next poem, I actually wrote it in Boston. It's a very new poem. I think with everything that's been going on, it's been hard to write and to find that inspiration or even make sense of why to write, right? So this is something that I wrote just in response of having to exist in a society that doesn't seem to care about humanity sometimes. And this doesn't have a title. I hope this email finds you well. It finds me curled up in bed with a feeling of uncertainty and injustice that turns rest into guilt. I hope this email finds you well. It finds me scrolling through a phone, trying to make sense about a reality that does not care about our existence, trying to convince myself that it can't get worse, but it does. I hope you're having a productive week. I'm having a week of headaches, anxiety, and calls, trying to convince family and loved ones to stay informed about their rights, but at the same time showing a pretend strength that gives them hope. I hope you're having a productive week. I am jealous that their life is so untouched by injustice that it allows them to continue reviewing Q1 goals and identifying next steps in a capitalistic work center environment that will never stop or care about humanity. Maybe they're better at pretending. I talk to them, but I'm not truly heard, feeling forced to share emotions in a digestible way that doesn't scare them or make a conversation too uncomfortable. Estimada Alejandra, espero que estés bien. Estoy bien enojada, bien frustrada, dispersa y llena de incertidumbre, sembrada por personas que piensan que nuestra existencia no es digna, nunca es suficiente. Estudiar, trabajar, sonreír, buscando ser respetada por aquellos que no merecen una consideración. I hope this email finds you well. It finds me worrying about what I will wear or the language I speak to escape a racial profiling that some think it's not real. It finds me carrying identification documents and practicing what I will say if it ever happens to me. But this time, I will respond. I hope this email finds you real, finds you feeling empathy and taking a moment to realize that there's more to life than money and power. I hope this email stops you from sending automated AI-created messages while our people are scared, being separated from families, and trying to survive. I hope your email doesn't find me, as I'm resisting in a way that honors where I come from and the deep, strong roots you will never tear. So, thank you so much for listening. And do I have time for the short cover? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I do have my hat. I have my spread hummus, not hate hat. So it was, just good for this occasion. Besides being a poet and an educator, I am a mindfulness facilitator. I think mindfulness is just very important in my life. Mental health is just something that it has been like challenging and, just that I've had to navigate in my life. So mindfulness really supports me. So feel free to close your eyes, kind of like notice your in-breath and your out-breath if that feels right for you. And this is a cover by Erica Jong, and it's called You Are There. You are there. You have always been there. Even when you thought you were climbing, you had already arrived. Even when you were breathing hard, you were at rest. Even then, it was clear you were there. Not in our nature to know what it's journey and what arrival. Even if we knew, we would not admit. Even if we lived, we would think we were just germinating. To live is to be uncertain. Certainty comes at the end. Thank you so much, everyone, for this space.
Yeah, awesome. And really quick, how can this is your first time here? How can people follow and support your work online?
Oh yeah, we're good. So you can find me on social media, Instagram, like at A Ramos Gomez, also on Facebook, and then you can find my book and more of my work at my website, which is the same, aramosgomez.com.
All right, perfect. You made it. Awesome, cool hat, by the way. I love that you got the cover poem, the lid thing right on cue. Even for the people who wearing hats, they're putting hats on top of hats. All right, cool. So, yeah, welcome to the space. Hope I already had a few people like crossing their fingers that you come back. So, when you're here on a Monday, when you're free, please join us. It's great testing grounds for new pieces and just to vent sometimes, because we need that. We need that space. That's why we started in 2020, when everything closed, we needed a space to get together and we're still here. So yeah, and even 5 years later, we're still finding awesome people. So thank you again for those amazing pieces. We are going to keep this thing going. And speaking of Monday nights, we have Mr. Monday Night. You can catch him hosting our open mic at Old Sheep Talk Brewery the last Thursday of every month, and hosting every now and then as well this online show. He also runs Tumblewords Project. So if you want to get your generative writing on, then definitely seek them out. Without further ado, here is Mr. Monday Night Kit Ren.
That's right. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, everyone. So cool to have 2 new readers. That was awesome. Thank you, guys. Let's see. 3 of mine and then the cover. You don't need to put on the hat. I feel like that's a bit. I feel like I'd be a jerk if I made everyone put on the hat. I don't. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nobody mentions how flattering anxiety can be. How convinced of your own importance you become. I feel sometimes as though my anxiety is preparing me to run an enormous family business, making all the mistakes the rich make with their sons along the way. Like a consultant taking craftsman's pride at a politician's rehearsed answer, my anxiety sees me open and close the chat window and pumps his fist. We did it. We kept them safe. I am surrounded by bodyguards of questionable professionalism. If I ask right, they'll let me hold their guns. I slip out into the night, and when I get back, my anxiety asks me, who was I with? How do I know them? Were they acting unusually? Was I? I no longer consider myself well versed in what's unusual, to the horror of my anxiety. You have so much potential, my anxiety coos. You're capable of so much. Just not today. It's about to ask me for a favor. It wants me to tell it a story with an unhappy ending. When we fight, it cries. It's terrified. It has never wanted anything from me. It has given back all my bribes. It reads aloud every newspaper story about a truck full of grapes overturning on the I-10 bridge, on the I-35 bridge. You could die, and everyone will wonder, what is that lovely smell? Would that be so bad? Let's leave people with a question with an answer. Let's see. And here's the latest crowd pleaser. The robot that was supposed to be doing my laundry is painting instead. I feel no urge to be kind. It looks like shit. The robot is not discouraged at all by my berating him. Begrudgingly, I respect this. The robot has just downloaded the Impressionist expansion pack. His water lilies are uniformly blurred, regimentally dabbed under a mismatching Van Gogh sky. I tell him, your mother was a condom machine, and bitterly continue to darn my own Daffy Duck socks. He doesn't have the language for this, but the robot is afraid. His precision is informed by his fear. His fear guides his parameters. His parameters lead his calculations toward what the most people will look at and say, oh, that's nice. I keep telling him, art is not nice. Art is not what people love. Art is what people need. And by the time they figure it out, it's gone. The first time Spring Awakening was ever staged in America, the audience burned the theater down. Now it's a fucking musical. It was dangerous. Now, through rehash, it's corny. You're corny. We're supposed to be dangerous. In response, the robot whirs and clicks like a tape deck. He doesn't understand, but he tries anyway. Begrudgingly, I see a lesson in that. And one I haven't read in a while. My shadow has been missing for several days. I think he has been drinking again. He orders strange things that sound impressive and foreign. I have friends in the industry who tell me he is the sole market force that keeps certain bottles on call. I do not fear my shadow. I do not see him as bad or malign. But when only my shadow is around, me with a sensible fruit-tinged sour, and he with something fizzing that smells like paint thinner, I talk a lot of reckless shit. My shadow advocates for me in his realm, just as I advocate for him here. And he sees injustice, and what I see is funny stories. I have to be careful when I blow off steam. He can turn steam back into the living fire. And so for the cover poem, been trying to learn Spanish for 5 years. I'm way better than I used to be. That's all I got to say about that. But I'm going to try a bilingual thing by Octavio Quintanilla. Don't think I ever met him, but we do share an alma mater. This is a poem in which the violence occurs backstage. Poema en el que la violencia acontece fuera del escenario. Co-translated by Natalie Trevino. English first. I have no news. I no longer believe what the meadows say. The wheat fields are silent. The quiet, they quiet what they witnessed. The wild bulls swallow their tongues because they can no longer say justice. Every morning I wake, touching my face. Want to feel it wet with light again. Make sure they have not taken it. No tengo noticias. Ya no creo lo que me dicen los campos. Los triales enmudecen. Callan lo que vieron. Los toros se tragan sus lenguas porque ya no saben decir justicia. Por las mañanas despierto, tocándome el rostro. Quiero sentirlo mojarse de luz otra vez. Asegurarme de que no me lo han quitado. Apologies. But thank you all so much. As Michael Sinlin was very gracious to mention, he will be hosting the Tumblewords Project this upcoming Saturday, and his workshop is entitled Feast or Famine. He's a big believer in our in our system. He's a big practicer of our system. It's always great when he volunteers to take a turn. So I'm looking forward to going through his workshop with everyone else. September 20th, because of some last minute scheduled things. I'll be doing it. I'm purposefully finding like the oldest one that's on my computer and calling it repeats. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything's fine. And then September 27th, Lee Martinez Soto, my birthday twin, they will be back with This Is My Villain Era. So some poems about being the bad guy. Isn't that fun? Yeah, it's fun. Of course it's fun. Who are you talking to? Okay, so as mentioned, I will host at the Old Sheepdog mic last Thursday, which is... Why am I so bad at math? Don't answer that. Don't. The last Thursday of this month is the 25th. So September 25th, drop by Old Sheepdog Brewery in Central. We'll have some fun. Last month it rained, but we put on the show indoors and everyone was cool with it. Gus has really built a great little cultural center with beer also. So all thanks to all people. Really hope you can make it out. I'm looking forward to seeing who answers Richie's calls for volunteers and have some more people in the Brotherhood of Hosts, Sisterhood of Hosts, Siblinghood of Hosts. I'm not picky. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but like I've already decided to be happy is what I'm saying. So I'm going to hand it back to Richie because I feel like I've been talking for too long.
Yeah, man, you're doing It's cool, man. You got to get the promos out there. But I too am excited. A lot of people have been answering those calls. All right. Thank you, Kit. Check out Tumblewords for those of you watching. If you want to work on your writing, the first thing that you got to do is write. So a really good way to kind of get past that block is to check out a generative writing workshop. And that really pushes you to just get something on the page. That's the first step. Yeah, so check them out. Other than that, let's keep this thing going, guys. We got our online mic. We got a couple more people left. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. Our next performer is joining us from Washington, D.C. As always, he's got some jokes and some poems. If you know him, you know him. That's right. It's the one and only. He's super fantastic. It's Mr. Ed Poetastic. All right, Ed, when you're ready, go ahead and take it away, my friend.
Thank you, my bro, like no other words like thunder. And always remember, you got to write to fight the good fight. But anyway, my name is Ed Potasso, feeling fantastic. Please, it's time to join my rhyme. 5 blows a block. I got 20 jokes and 3 poems, so I won't take too much time. You ready, kid?
Let's go.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Knock, knock.
Oh, sorry, there's someone at my door. Who's there?
Dwayne.
Dwayne who?
Dwayne the tub. I'm about to drown.
But you're... Never mind.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Kanga.
Kanga who?
Actually, I think it's called a kangaroo. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Toodle.
Toodle who?
Wait, don't say goodbye yet. I just got here.
Well, you should have thought of that before.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Canoe.
Canoe who?
Canoe, help me with my math homework. I'm stuck.
Just said I can't do math.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sue.
Sue who?
Surprise.
Ah!
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Shirley.
Shirley who?
Surely you know who I am. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Chicken.
Chicken who?
Chicken in my pockets, but I can't find my key. Let me in. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Gwen.
Gwen who?
Gwen, will these jokes ever end?
I think we're on number 7.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Mint.
Mint who?
Meant to tell you I was coming.
We've talked about this.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Howard.
Howard who?
Good. How are you?
Been better.
What do you call a lazy baby kangaroo?
What do you call a lazy baby kangaroo?
A pouch potato.
Does this happen often in your life?
What happens when M&Ms can't agree on anything?
Oh. Well, I hope they would solve everything peacefully. But how do M&Ms resolve disputes like that?
They reach a impasse.
I see. Very good.
What do you call a belt made of watches?
What do you call a belt made of watches?
A waste of time.
Got that right.
What happens when a strawberry gets run over crossing the street?
Oh no. What happens?
Traffic jam.
Wow.
Why are piggy banks so wise?
Oh. I don't know, Ed. Why are piggy banks so wise?
They're filled with common sense.
Yes. Yes, I see.
What do you call a hot dog on wheels?
Oh, what do you call a hot dog on wheels?
Fast food.
Well, that kind of depends.
How do lawyers say goodbye?
How do lawyers say goodbye?
We'll be suing you.
Oh, no.
What's an astronaut's favorite part of a computer?
Huh. What is an astronaut's favorite part of the computer?
The space bar.
I see. Yes. Yes.
Why are elevator jokes so classic and good?
Oh, well, we're about to have a professional opinion on the matter. That's interesting. Why are elevator jokes so classic?
They work on many levels. Last but not least, which state has the most streets?
I don't know, Ed. Which state has the most streets?
Rhode Island.
Oh, even though it's so small. Wow. Wouldn't expect that. Life's full of surprises.
Exactly. That's why we need jokes. There we go. You got to have a good time last. Gotta love those jokes for you folks. Cheers for you. Thank you so much, Kit. You are always a big hit. All right. The first poem is called, well, I had to blame this poem on our wonderful Mike Sindler. He did a wonderful, fabulous, phenomenal feature on Blot of the Blue, hosted by Finn Hall. It was Delicioso, Chef's Kiss, a banquet of words and food. All right, this is called Food is Culture. No, sorry, no, this is called Regatta of no, I'm sorry. Food is Culture. Food is culture, umami acupuncture, poke the sweet spots between cold and hot. Tongues dance around taste, not a crumb will go to waste. The taste washes down your stomach, nestles in your packed hammock. Don't talk about food. I'm not trying to be crude. Are you on a strict diet? No need to riot or deny it. It's hard to look after your temple. It's like trying not to pop a pimple. I know, ew. What do you mean? You can eat it, then have some green beans. I'm not trouble or a bad influence. The only difference is our essence. You live once. Why not take a bite? One bite, you'll be lost and not uptight. I'm not trying to spoil your appetite. Don't be as standoffish as a satellite. Have allergic reaction. Substitute for a taste of satisfaction. Satisfaction from the reaction of being alive. We need to revive, to thrive, to strive, to survive. Basically, eat to taste the love of life. It tastes to improve your might and insight. Eat to build tolerance for different nations. Eat to experience heaven without questions. Eat to relive the achievements of the world. Eat to inspire or cook for your boy or girl. Eat to joyfully understand the memory again. Eat to actually, did you eat today, my friend? Thank you. This is called Page Not Found. Page not found. I saved it last night. Computer, you want to fight? I saved it in the document. Then I click attach and sent. I don't want to write it again. The words needed to end. I was brainstorming like mad. Quotes and opinions I had. My fingers danced on a keyboard. Very easy, more than writing on a chalkboard. Now I have to write it over again. Where are my papers and pen? Why didn't I take accurate notes? My ideas swim and float. No, I believe. No. I think. Damn, my thesis start to shrink. Oh, I'm not a fan of stress. I can feel the punches in my chest. Breathe in and out. Be calm. Don't shout. Have time. There's no need to pout. It should be about technology. Sorry, computer. No apologies. Why is it backwards and flawed? Hope won't come out odd. My essay print on paper. Hope won't disappear into vapor. Sometimes tech is a godsend, but it's not. It makes our plans and minds full of knots. Technology can confuse our simple task. What task? Do we really need to ask? I'm finally done. That was fun. Time always seems to run. Wait, my previous essay was saved, but I accidentally sent it to Dave. Technology, look what you made me do. Now I'm a buffoon split in two. Thank you. And last but not least, this is called privacy notice. Click. I agree. Oh, what more do I see? Do I agree? Yes, this is me. Scroll down, click when you see clouds. Ah, why? I'm the same guy. Why do I have to click? I'm not trying to be a prick. Okay, it's over. Finally, some closure. Oh, look at that. Look at that ad. Wait, I'm not a dad. Skip, please skip. An ad for extravagant trip. Ah, I want to watch this video. Oh my God, I'm going to explode. Okay, 15 minutes. Oh, an ad. This makes me sad and mad. I don't want to pay for a subscription. I can see it in the description. I don't have enough money. It's not even funny. I know these are hard times. You're bothering me for dollars and dimes. People should know about the tax. We shouldn't be so relaxed or relax every single year after year after year, like we don't have anything new to fear. Fine, I'll click and subscribe. Yay, I'm part of a new tribe. Ah, click all the eyes on the screen. Screw this. I don't want to cause a scene. Thank you.
As always, love the set, Ed. Love some laughs, love the poems, deep thinking. How can people follow and support your work online?
Well, you can follow me and support my work on magnificent open mic that makes your mind night Sunday light in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. All right. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman, and my IG is Foreman slash Eddie. But if you want more rhymes, please send me a request and I'll make the time. If you want, I'll be at mini open mics to spread my insight for each and every open mic. But if you send me a request, if you send me a request, if you take a guess, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stays safe, healthy, and blessed. Now stop spewing the one words that shout your chest. Now stop feeling and doing your best. And always remember, life isn't a contest. If you don't know, now you know. I love this show. Woo!
Thank you, Ed. Beautiful. Again, that's the bonus poem, the poem after the poems. And again, man, some of those jokes really made me laugh today, man. It's always a pleasure having you on, Ed. And yeah, even people on YouTube are loving that. What do we have going on? Yes, we have one more performer, and I want to make sure that he's ready. Let me see if he's setting up his webcam. Where is he? But while I wait for him to turn on his camera and make sure that he's here, do you want
Right
to say?
here.
Okay, just a quick reminder this week in El Paso, BWOMS in the Barbed Open Mic Series in El Paso. We do have our open mic Tuesday at Rosewood. Join us, come on through. We do have a lot of people that are interested in helping hosting, so there might be a lot of people out tonight, that night. Sign up stats at 8 p.m., shows after 9 p.m. This is our music and poetry open mic that we host every other Tuesday downtown El Paso. Wednesday, we have our writers' night at Proof and Press. Honestly, those are some of my favorite nights. I get so excited for them, and I don't even get to host them, which is fun. I get to kind of melt into the background, but it's a great opportunity to share your work and get some feedback on your work and just meet other writers. And then, of course, this month we're going to be back at Rally Point, so be on the lookout for that. But of course, let's go ahead and kick it off with our closer, our designated closer, as it has been for many years at this point. Without further ado, it's Dan the Man. What's up, Dan?
Yeah. 1 week. Who could have been a week? Some. Yeah. 1 week. Yep, 1 week. Without a job. Was so bleak. Yeah, so So stupid, so sneak. Yeah, I feel weak. Yeah, yeah, unemployment's a bleak. Yeah, yeah, no wonder I feel so defective. I have no objective. Well, yeah, there is no retrospective, but overprotective. Sounds fairly subjective. Hmm. Yeah, who can shed, but only has blood. But it looks like I see red, but no blue. It looks like it's already fled. Well, looks like job seeking ahead. So instead, here goes nothing. It's wide. It's worldwide. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here it is. Ready to read. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you so much. I'm sorry. I apologize for my silly, silly, lousy, uh, silly, lousy night. That's a long story, but my week. Yeah. So, well. So here goes nothing. Okay, guys. All right, Richie. Let's go ahead and call it a night. There is no fight.
All right, love that end run that you had to throw on there. Dan, wishing you the best, man. To better days, brighter days. It's all coming, So if you're looking out there, hit up the homie Dan, for like any kind of work that you got going on. All right. Want to thank everyone who read today. As always, much appreciated. Go follow them. Go check out their social media. Go purchase their books if you have a chance to. The holiday seasons are coming up. I always recommend buying local to give to your friends, to your family, and there's no better thing than like maybe local art. A book from a local author, and yeah, we got a lot of stuff on the way. Look forward to seeing you guys hopefully throughout the week. I will be at every single one of those events. And we'll see you next Monday. If you haven't done so, follow us on social media, Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. You can follow me on Instagram at Dead Wall Reveries. And I'll see you soon. For the online mic, my name is Rich. Have a good night. Peace.